difficult conversations at work might believe they are preserving harmony, but over time, this avoidance fosters misunderstandings and resentment. A leader who makes impulsive decisions without considering their impact on the team may create a culture of instability and mistrust. On the other hand, someone who takes ownership of their words and actions, considering how they affect others, builds stronger, more authentic connections. A parent who acknowledges their past mistakes and actively works to improve their relationship with their child demonstrates true accountability. Taking responsibility means understanding that every choice creates ripples, shaping not only individual experiences, but also those of the people around them. Accountability is the foundation of resilience and integrity. When a person accepts responsibility for both successes and failures, they develop the strength to navigate life's uncertainties with confidence. A student who acknowledges their lack of preparation for an exam, rather than blaming an unfair test or a strict professor, can take constructive action, studying differently, seeking help, and improving over time. This mindset fosters resilience because it shifts focus from external blame to internal solutions. Integrity grows when individuals align their actions with their values, making choices that reflect who they truly are rather than what is easiest in the moment. A business owner who admits a mistake and works to correct it builds credibility, whereas one who deflects blame loses trust. True integrity is demonstrated not when things are easy, but when taking responsibility requires courage. Setting clear goals and aligning actions with personal values provide direction in life. Without intentional goal setting, individuals drift from one experience to another, reacting rather than leading. A person who lacks clarity about their career aspirations may jump from job to job, feeling unfulfilled and disoriented. However, when they define what they truly want, whether financial independence, creative fulfillment, or leadership, they can make deliberate choices to move in that direction. Aligning goals with values ensures that achievements are not only successful on the surface, but also deeply fulfilling. A doctor who prioritizes patient care over profit structures their career in a way that reflects their ethics. A writer who values authenticity ensures that their work remains true to their beliefs, rather than simply appealing to trends. Purpose is found when ambitions and principles merge, creating a sense of alignment between one's actions and inner convictions. Seeking support when needed is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom and strength. Many people resist asking for help, believing it undermines their independence. However, true self-reliance is not about isolation, but about knowing when to reach out. A struggling entrepreneur who seeks mentorship gains insights that accelerate their growth. An individual facing emotional difficulties who turns to therapy demonstrates the courage to confront their struggles rather than suppress them. The strongest people are those who recognize that growth is a collaborative process. No one achieves success in isolation, and refusing support out of pride or fear only limits potential. When individuals take ownership of their lives, They not only accept responsibility for their actions, but also recognize that seeking guidance is part of that responsibility. Taking ownership of life is an ongoing journey, one that requires self-awareness, intentionality, and resilience. By shifting away from blame, understanding the impact of decisions, cultivating accountability, setting aligned goals, and embracing support, individuals reclaim their power. They move beyond reacting to circumstances and start shaping their futures with clarity and purpose. In doing so, they reinforce the realization that life is not something that simply happens to them, it is something they actively create. Shifting perspective is one of the most powerful transformations an individual can undergo. It involves altering the way one perceives setbacks, challenges, and personal limitations. Instead of seeing a career setback as a dead end, think of Thomas, who was unexpectedly laid off after 10 years in corporate finance. At first, it felt like his world collapsed. But instead of drowning in despair, he shifted his mindset. He used the severance pay to enroll in coding boot camps, learning a completely new skill. A year later, he landed a remote job in tech, making more money and having more flexibility than ever before. The layoff, once his greatest fear, became the turning point for his best life. Consider an athlete who suffers an injury that temporarily halts their career. Initially, they may feel devastated, perceiving the setback as a loss of identity and progress. However, if they choose to reframe the experience, they can use the recovery period to develop new skills, strengthen their mental resilience, and deepen their understanding of the sport from a different angle. This shift allows them to return not just as the same athlete, but as a more knowledgeable and adaptable one. Every setback contains hidden lessons, but those lessons remain unseen unless one chooses to shift their perspective. Developing empathy and understanding toward oneself and others is another crucial component of perspective transformation. Many people are harsh on themselves, holding on to self-judgment and unrealistic expectations. A student who fails an important exam may immediately label themselves as unintelligent, reinforcing a limiting belief that undermines future confidence. However, if they shift their perspective to one of self-compassion, they recognize that failure does not define intelligence, but rather highlights areas for improvement. Instead of being consumed by self-criticism, they reflect on study habits, seek additional support, and approach the next challenge with renewed determination. This same principle applies to understanding others. A coworker who appears uncooperative might be dealing with personal struggles rather than intentionally being difficult. When individuals adopt a perspective of empathy rather than assumption, relationships improve, conflicts decrease, and deeper connections are formed. Shifting perspective is not just about personal growth, but also about fostering greater harmony and understanding in the way one interacts with the world. Reframing negative thoughts and limiting beliefs into empowering narratives is a fundamental practice in this journey. People often carry internalized messages from past experiences, beliefs that they are not good enough, not capable enough, or destined to fail. These mental scripts shape actions and behavior.